What's up, Jen? Oh my God! Let me explain. So the other day I saw this video pop up in my recommendation feed from ASP Science. I love ASP Science. It had to do with Big Al. I was intrigued. So I watched the video and right away they dropped some really big bombshells in terms of some statistics. And instead of me trying to explain them, I'm gonna let them.
Penis sizes are shrinking, which you might have seen from these headlines all over the internet. And in the last 40 years, sperm counts in men have decreased by 50%, and the distance between the anus and the genitals in boys, aka the taint, has been shrinking.
Hold up! Taints are shrinking? How big is my taint supposed to be? And is this now something else that I'm gonna be super insecure about? Like I've got some micro taint or something. Anyway, today guys, what I wanna do is go over some of the research and reasoning behind why our big Al's are actually not as big as they used to be, and why our sperm count is dropping like you just dropped me one of these. But I'm also going to talk about some of the things that the video did not touch on or missed, in my opinion, that are actually lower hanging fruit. Haha, pun intended. Get it? Like lower hanging fruit. So there's a bunch of research and data that was collected and analyzed, right? And what they found is that from the year 1973 to 2011, sperm count in men on average has dropped 59%. Why? This is the big question. What's going on to us dudes that everything is wreaking havoc on our body's ability to produce super fast swimming sperm, and lots of them, not to mention our testosterone levels and big Al's being big, strong, and super sexy. And the result and the answer to that is actually plastics, pesticides, and the chemicals in the everyday products that we're actually consuming. And it really boils down to the EDCs, or endocrine disrupting chemicals. And the problem with consuming the EDCs is that they can actually go in and bind to hormone receptors in your body, thinking and making your body think, yo, I'm cool, when your body is not cool. Now, the endocrine system essentially is your body's communication network, right? It's sending messages, yo, secrete this, don't secrete that, get this, we're a little bit low on that. There are a bunch of different EDC chemicals, all right? One of the more common ones is BPA. What they found is that men that worked at factories with high levels of BPA, they tested their urine, and what they found is that the men had really bad sperm counts, not to mention mobility. They didn't swim real well, but they also found that the sons of the men that actually had the high levels of BPA had really little taints. Not to mention the sons also had decreased desire for Al to do things, also had some issues with Al doing the things he needed to do. Another EDC that has absolutely given a death punch to your junk size, not to mention your sperm count and all that stuff, is what is called phthalates, right? What they found is that women, when they're exposed to phthalates, which are chemicals found in all sorts of products, and what they found is that women that were exposed to phthalates during a specific gestational window in their development actually had babies that were born with smaller Al's. Also, decreased sperm count and testosterone. And teeny tiny taints. So in a nutshell, what this research is actually showing, and why our junks and Johnsons and taints and sperm counts and testosterones are dropping and getting smaller, is because of the chemicals that we're actually consuming, because of the products that we're using. Now, what the research has failed to mention are some other even more common reasons why Big Al isn't as big as he should be. Obesity. Obesity is a much bigger issue that definitely affects not only your testosterone level, your sperm count, but Big Al, as in making him teeny weeny. As your body fat elevates, there's been decades in data of research and science and all sorts of decades of data that has shown that your testosterone level drops and your estrogen level increases when your body fat is elevated. The next thing we got to talk about, gentlemen, that is absolutely given a death punch to Big Al and your swimming sperm is actually the wrong underwear. If you're wearing underwear that are too tight, guys, a lot of bad things are going to happen. Number one, your balls are going to stink. When you're packed into your pants, it is a hot, meaty mess, resulting in a musky, unpleasant odor. The other thing that happens when you're packed into your pants is you reduce your sperm count. Why? Because your balls, they are little geniuses, right? All day, like this, they're smart. They're like, yo, I don't want to be too close because I'm going to get too hot, so I got to drop down a little bit. But now I'm freezing, bang! But if you're wearing underwear that are having you packed in your pants, that isn't allowing you to breathe or move the way that you need to breathe and move, then you are absolutely destroying your balls' ability to be awesome. These are sheath underwear. They're the underwear that I've been using and wearing now for over a year, And once I started wearing this, I knew that I would never go back. And the reason is because these aren't your daddy's boxer briefs, all right? Inside, it's all about the pouch and the separation, all right? What you have, guys, is a little pouch, right? You've also got this hole. You've got two different compartments, all right? In the little pouch, you're going to actually put your twins, and then through the hole, you stick Big Al. It's all about creating separation. Guys, now, when I first saw these, right, I was like, yo, there's no way that can be comfortable. I put them on, I stuck my boys in the pouch and Big Al through, and I was like, wait a second, wait a second. Not only was it more comfortable, I looked gigantic, and I didn't sweat, I didn't stink. I felt incredible. Guys, sheath underwear were designed by my friend Robert, right? He was the soldier. He was over in the desert, right? And he was getting all sorts of irritated and chafed. And he was like, how am I going to solve this problem? So he started experimenting, like cutting up socks with like duct tape. And what he realized that if you can separate Big Al from the twins, you're going to stay cooler. You're not going to have as much friction and you're going to look gigantic. Actually, I don't think that's actually a reason he developed them. It's just a nice byproduct that I've noticed. Guys, sheath underwear are next level. You got to try them. I'm telling you, there's a special link down below. There's also going to be a discount code. Guys, if you have not tried sheath underwear, you are missing out. I'm telling you, not only is it going to keep you drier, it's going to be more comfortable. It's going to prevent you from like sweating as much. It's also not going to give you as much friction. Guys, sheath underwear come in a ton of different colors, different styles, different lengths. And if you are somebody that has never tried these, now is the time. There's a super special discount down below along with that discount code. Bottom line, gentlemen, if you want to treat Big Al to the best, you got to hit that link down below and go check out a pair of sheath underwear. Not only are they going to keep the boys away from Big Al, they also are going to keep everything dry, you friction-free, not to mention you not smelling like a hoagie. Guys, hit the link down below. Go check out Sheath. Read the reviews. It's not just my opinion. Everybody is loving these underwear. These are literally a game changer, and you have got to grab a pair. Hit the link down below. Grab 1, 2, probably 3, because like I said, you got to hurry. They always sell out of the popular colors, the popular styles. These are the best. Guys, hit the link. Grab a pair for Big Al today. Next thing that's absolutely destroying Big Al is smoking cigarettes and weed. All right, so in the last video I did talking about things that could potentially be making it smaller, right? I said, I don't really know about weed, but now I know about weed. Gentlemen, guess what? Research has shown that if you smoke weed 1 time a week, reduces your sperm count by 29%. Cigarettes is a different animal altogether because the nicotine is a vasoconstrictor, right? And what happens is over time, you actually lose blood flow in the arteries, not to mention the main vein, which is Al. And over time, as you reduce blood flow, guess what happens? What exactly? Whoa, oh my God. The next super common reason why Big Al isn't as big as he should be is you're not using him enough, all right? Think of Al as your bicep, right? What happens? You go to the gym, you pump iron, you fill your bicep with blood, it makes it bigger, harder, stronger. And then you do it again. Bigger, harder, stronger, do it again, bigger, harder, stronger. It's a cycle, right? You pump it, you work it, it gets big, hard, and strong. Same thing happens with Al. You got to use him. You got to fill him with blood, make him big and strong, do it again, do it again, do it again. There's also been an interesting study. 21 times a month. This is what the research has deemed adequate in terms of reducing your risk of prostate cancer. And by times, I mean times, Al is explosive. Another reason why Big Al isn't as big as he used to be is certain medications that you may be taking, all right? Now, you got to promise me when I tell you these, you don't like just stop taking them, right? You got to go talk to your doctor. There has been some research that has actually shown that Adderall, the drug for treating attention deficit disorder, has been linked to making things a little bit smaller. Right now, don't go off of your Adderall. Go talk to your doctor if you're worried about it. Certain antibiotics have been linked to shrinkage and the drug finasteride. All right, finasteride, you probably are like, yo, isn't that for hair loss? Yes, well, it started as a prostate drug to treat enlarged prostates. The dosage is different though. When they use finasteride to actually treat an enlarged prostate, typically it's around like 5 milligrams, I believe. I may be wrong about that. Hair loss, typically 1 milligram. So there is a difference. So the bottom line, gentlemen, is that the healthier you can live in terms of the products you're consuming, not to mention the ones that you're using, and the foods that you're eating, because that's something else that the video by ASAP Science actually talked about, and that is the nitrates in meat. A lot of the nitrates and processed like crap that we're eating has a direct impact on the shrinkage, not to mention the reduction in sperm count and testosterone. testosterone. Now, as I start to learn more and more about the foods that we're consuming, the products that we're using, the more I realize that it is very important to try to be diligent about being as healthy as possible, all right? You know, I used to be like, no, you're just like, whatever, it's total BS. I'm starting to believe, gentlemen, and I just would encourage you to do your own research and really look into it, all right? Also, the healthier the lifestyle you live, the better off you're gonna be. Reduce your alcohol consumption, reduce your drug use, stop smoking cigarettes, get your exercise, get your diet under control, reduce stress, get enough sleep, and Big Al will be awesome and big again.